Logan Paul's downfall needs to be studied. He has done some bad, evil things, and he used to be a billionaire. He no longer is because his company is failing.
Where the sports drink has reportedly lost 90% of their profit year over year, going from £3 million to a measly £300,000.
Logan Paul is slowly being forgotten about. His business is doing 70% less revenue than it normally is in the UK. You are watching his YouTube videos, but you're not, because no one is actually watching him anymore, and everything is slowly catching up.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
He has done so many horrible things. People don't remember him for just one moment, but maybe back when he was a crypto scammer, maybe he had a big fallout with this podcast host. What I remember him for was during the BLM movement, where, very importantly, he said a lot of good stuff, but he had such bad and negative PR that everyone was willing to overwrite what he said and call him fake, because very obviously he was reading from a script.
It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist.
Yes.
Condemn those who feign superiority because of the color of their skin. Friends, hold friends accountable. Hold your family accountable. Hold yourself accountable. And most importantly, we must hold our authorities accountable.
This motherfucker is speaking facts, but it completely loses its meaning when you realize it's coming from Logan Paul, but genuinely consume with what he said as if it's coming from George Washington. It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist. And I kind of picked a bad example because George Washington owned slaves, but you get the idea, right? He loses all of his message and power just because he has developed such a bad reputation. But nonetheless, is what he is saying wrong? No, the bystander effect is very real. You've heard many stories of people who are in trouble and they could have survived, lived, but people didn't do anything. All they did was just watch from the sidelines, aka they are just as guilty as the situation involving the person.
This picture shows the end of a 16-year-old girl's life that could have easily been prevented. This is a very sensitive topic, so viewer discretion is advised.
Again, this is a sensitive topic, so viewer discretion is advised, but pretty much 16-year-old girl broke up with a 20-year-old boyfriend, and then he pulled up, knife, rocked her fucking ass, and a bunch of people were walking right past by her, and she needed the help, but no one did anything. And it's this idea that, well, there's a bunch of people here, someone is eventually going to help her, but no one did, because everyone was thinking the exact same thing. And how does this correlate with Logan Paul? Well, think about it, it's actually more about you and your choice to even pick and watch a video about Logan Paul. Think about it really. What level of contribution will watching a Logan Paul business is failing is going to contribute to your life? How is that type of video going to contribute to the world? It is not. And nonetheless, people will still choose to mindlessly watch it. If I have a very inspirational quote, say that it came from Jesus Christ, Muhammad Ali, then I switch it to Logan Paul, I switch it to Hitler, people will find justifications as a way to hold the quote in high regard or to dismiss it just because it is coming directly from a source that society tells you is bad. And by the way, I think Hitler is bad. I think Logan Paul is a bad person, but does it matter? Because think about it from a critical standpoint. What is more important, to actually know something that is valuable, not caring about where it is coming from so you can absorb all the information possible, or view the entire world from a biased perspective? Because honestly, why did you choose to watch a stupid Logan Paul is failing brain rot video?
So it has been 3 years since Logan Paul and KSI launched their hydration beverage Prime, and despite their lightning in a bottle start, the last 2 years have been filled with controversy after controversy.
The video itself is contributing to nothing to the entire world, but it is still popular, it is still existent, and thousands of people still watch. People like to believe that I am not a bystander. If I saw that little girl that needed my help, I'd help her. But then again, you wouldn't. It's this narcissistic human fundamental point of view where I say this in most of my videos, but 90% of US drivers believe they are better than the average, when in reality, it should only be 50% that believe they're better, right? Just how math works. But for some reason, everyone thinks they're better than everyone else. And if you ask the question of, are you a narcissist? No, I'm fucking humble. But then again, they only do that for the social reasoning. Nobody likes other people to view you in a way where I think I'm better than you, but everyone thinks that way. Because if you ask niche specific skill questions on a long enough broader list of questions, it will always be yes, I am better than you at reading, I am better than you at walking. And you can see this in the type of content people choose to consume. People choose to watch stupid Logan Paul, Tamiya NFG, Pegasus, Jamari videos because they are worthless pieces of trash who are just bystanders that will watch and will do nothing. And they only watch because they want to feel better about themselves. It's that I'm better than these people morally, right? It's feeding into the narcissism that I am better. And by the way, this is no disrespect to the content creators that I'm specifically talking about. I've had many conversations with them specifically, and their justifications for making these type of videos is that someone's got to do it. Someone's got to make a video talking bad about them. Someone needs to know. But I want people to think about it from your life's quality of health. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't benefit you to constantly think and put yourself in this world of negativity where you don't learn anything. The only reason why they do it is because it's an easy way to get views, and they're not going to admit that. Why would they? Because it's much more of a harder pill to swallow that no one actually cares that you're the person reporting a person doing a bad thing. This is why journalists and real people who do media and reporting, no one remembers them. They remember the story. And this is a big mistake a lot of content creators make because they're receiving all this positive love and feedback. I'm glad you're finally calling out this person. So they make this strong association that if I expose more people, I get more positive comments. But all they're doing is feeding into this cycle of hatred that doesn't benefit anyone, because without them, there will be another person that will replace you. There will be another person that will continually choose to mindlessly hate on Logan Paul. There will be thousands of people who will walk past the person who needs help the most. And when Logan Paul says the conversation about you must be an anti-racist, you can't just be not racist, it makes a lot of sense because neutrality in this world doesn't exist. You can't be neutral in just a way that you're reporting something. You can't be neutral in the context of not racist. You can't just watch these type of videos because they themselves are also affecting yourself and the world. You're feeding this cycle of negativity. And here's the thing, okay? There is going to be a lot of cope and excuses after people finish watching this video, but think about it from a happy perspective. Do you think monks and people who are extremely religious overfixate on Hitler, the conspiracy of 9/11 being an inside job? No. And while Hitler is a bad person, 9/11 is an inside job. Those people who are overly obsessed with the world being flat never live happy, fulfilling lives. They're overly obsessed in this world and shroudness of negativity. And there's the bigger question. What do you want to provide to the world? How do you want to live? Is it going to be constantly hating just because you're morally right that that person is a bad person? Is that good for your heart? Is that good for your soul? And will that affect your relationships? Because it will. If you're constantly watching videos about judging other people, you instinctively will judge you will judge other people, and that will affect your life long term. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, more Rambo. Watch my best video yet, why Kodak Black is a Clash Royale goblin. More importantly, the bystander effect is discussed in detail on the Patreon. 30 minutes long. Thank you for the support. Goodbye.